Hello team, welcome to custom entry editor training. Today I'll be showing you some of the basic features of custom entry editor. I'm using this GB News runner for this test. So I'm already logged in and I'm on a dashboard. From here we will go to layout and design tool. In layout and design tool on the left rail we have this entry editor. From here we will open the interface for entry editor, and um, let me just remove these tests. Okay, currently this Btest is live, and when we open when we click on a new when we click on this add post, it will by default by default show us this entry editor view. For this test I'll create a new Btest from this duplicate A/B test, and in this I'll create a blank. For this test purpose I'll create a blank entry editor. I'll start with putting the entry editor wrapper, and in entry editor main wrapper we have option to select the entry editor mode, which can be default mode, which is this mode, and apart from that we have stepped and tabbed. For this training I'm covering the regular default entry editor, so this is the default option. And then we have the post layout. So it may happen that we want to create an entry editor view just for some specific post layout. We can do that by selecting any of the post layout from here. So in this example I'm just taking this static page template post layout, and since it's a specific post layout, it may happen that we would need that post layout for specific sections, and those sections are like compulsory sections. So in that case we will select some of the default section. For example, I'm creating this layout for news, so I'm selecting this news. So like this is the starting point. Here I have set these default variables, and now I'll put some basic things in this entry editor. So I'll start with adding top bar. Then I'll put RightRail, and I'll put leading media, which is LeadMedia. And actually I would prefer to add everything in an element wrapper, so I'll quickly move everything inside it. Okay, so these are the basic elements. So we'll do one quick test of this. So I'll save this. And to test A/B test of entry editor, we have this query, this ready to use variable, which we'll just append after the add post URL. So I'll copy this, and in this I'll remove this and I'll put this query parameter. Okay, it seems it is still not saved. Okay, I'll do a refresh. Okay, so as you can see here, we have very basic things, because we have added just top bar, RightRail and leading media. So we have top bar and this leading media and the RightRail. Right now, like I have not added the headline, subheadline and bodies, so that is I'll add next. So again, I'll create element wrapper. Element wrapper is optional here. We can make a common element wrapper for all, but it's just our choice that if we want to put elements in a separate wrappers. So here I'll add headline, then sub headline, and then body. So we'll save and test this. And I'll do a hard refresh here. Okay, so as you can see here, we added the headline, sub headline, and the body. So these are the basic elements that I added, and they are appearing by default. We can do some customization on top of it, but for this video, I'm just covering the basic elements, the default values. So another thing that I want to show here is we have selected post layout and default section. So here, as we can see in the channels, we have this default section checked because that is what we set that. And in the layout, we have the static page template default. These default values help if we want to create entry editor for specific purpose. So now I'll take this Btest live. Since I took this Btest live, now whenever I'll click on this add post, it will now show the new Btest that I took live. Okay, let me quickly refresh. Okay, so that Btest is live, and another thing that I want to show here is it may happen that we don't want to take this Btest live because we are using it for a specific purpose. For example, in this case, I want a static page layout with just a news section, and in that entry editor layout, I don't want author or some more details. As in, I can customize it in whichever way I want. So in that case, I'll not take the Btest live, but how, if I'm not taking it live, then how user will use it. So we have another option to use multiple entry editors. I'll show you an example using another runner. Okay, so for World Crunch, as you can see here, we have add post, which is a default entry editor. Then we have these 4 entry editor. These are the separate Btest that we created in that entry editor. And as we hover on this, we will see the URL for that entry editor, where it will give us Btest equal to layout straight translation. So in this way, we can integrate multiple entry editors in the RightRail of the dashboard. Like they are for different purposes, and we have a similar example for market news. So I'll quickly explore that. Here we have entry editor for bullet type of post or a story or just headline or something with more images or multimedia. So that way we can integrate. Okay, so for this video we are just covering the basics, and I showed you how we can set up the default post layout and default section. And just one last thing that I want to cover here is for entry editor, the live Btest is something that we cannot edit. So as you can see, I clicked on this RightRail and we see that everything is disabled. And also if we say like if we click on something, let's say on this element, it seems that it is editable, but the moment I'll try to edit anything, it is not. So for entry editor, the rule is that live Btest is not editable. So that is it for this video. Thank you.